trying to change what I've been trying to say. Words don't come straight from my head to my mouth. It's such a shame that it fell out of place. Was never me that was bringing you down. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more? Always looking for more. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the season finale of the premiere season of the NCRA SRX series. Tonight, we get ready to crown ourselves a champion. We've had 9 drivers that have battled it out all season. We've had 6 different drivers, go to victory lane in the first 7 races. We may see another one here tonight, but last week, in the penultimate race at Slinger Speedway, definitely gave us an idea of who is going to be in the hunt for the championship here this evening, and what was looking like it could be 3, 4, maybe even 5 drivers in that championship picture. With KARSON Gum going to victory lane last week, we are now down to only 2 drivers that have a shot of winning the championship here this evening, KARSON Gum and Michael Norman. Based off of the max points you can get here this evening, the most that a driver could gain points-wise tonight would be 35 points. Norman is the only driver within that 35-point vicinity. He is 22 points back to KARSON Gum, so a lot has to go right here this evening for the driver of the blue machine, the purple machine right alongside him in row 2. Those two are going to be eyeing each other here during this pace lap. They know what's on the line. For everybody else, they're going to be pretty much battling for 3rd in the point standings. It's still really close from 3rd on down through 9th, and we'll be getting to that in just a few moments. But as mentioned, with this being the finale here tonight, the 2nd season of the NCRA SRX series will be starting up in a couple of weeks, and if you want to be a part of it and join these 9 drivers, head on over and donate whatever you can to the hashtag Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe fundraiser. The link is in the description below. Here's a look at the starting lineup for this evening's event, as Austin LaPlante will line up on the pole position, looking for his 2nd win to close out the year. He'll be alongside of Benjamin Miles, who is still searching for his 1st victory. He'll be on the outside of row 1. The championship drivers, the ones battling for that title and that trophy here tonight, KARSON Gum on the inside of row number 2, and alongside of him, Michael Norman. Norman trying to see if he can win the championship without winning a race this year. KARSON Gum, of course, winning last week at Slinger. Completing the top 5 is going to be the yellow machine. That is Seth Cole, former winner at South Boston. He'll be alongside another former winner this season, the season opener winner at Five Flags, and that is Keith Batson. Picking up the inside of row number 4 will be Levi McIntyre. He's still looking for his first win of the season to close out this inaugural year, and he'll be alongside of DILLON Young, former winner of the season at Eldora. Third in the points coming to this race. Going to be a number of drivers gunning for him, as we'll talk about in a few moments. And then two-time winner Jesse Turner, Stafford and Lucas Oil winner. He will be shotgun on the field for this evening's race. Enough talk. Let's go down trackside. Let's get this race, this finale underway. Let's find out who's hoisting that championship trophy at the end of this evening's festivities.
Drivers, start your engines!
Pace car is going to lead this field around the .596 mile short track. We mentioned the battle here tonight, KARSON Gum versus Michael Norman, 22-point separation. From third place on back, it's really close though as well. DILLON Young, third in the standings, 1 point over Keith Batson, 7 points over Austin LaPlante and Seth Cole, 14 points over Levi McIntyre, 15 over Jesse Turner, and only 26 points over Benjamin Miles. So really anybody of those 6 that I mentioned, or those 7 I mentioned, could be third in points to close out the debut season of the NCRA SRX Series. Here we go. Final laps to be run here this year. 80 laps in total, 40 laps for the first day. The green flag is waving at Nashville. For Michael Norman, he could easily close up the 22-point gap if he wins this stage, and KARSON Gum doesn't get any stage points, but Carson's already up to second place. Seth Cole battling with Benjamin Miles for the third spot. Michael Norman right there. Looks like we're going to go 3 wide. Jesse Turner, who started last, has already passed 5 cars from 9th up to 4th. In the first 2 laps of this race, DILLON Young moving up to the 5th position as Norman begins to fall back. If KARSON Gum gets stage points here, then that would ice it. Right now, he'd be in line for 15 stage points, and if Norman... Oh, we almost had a wreck back here. I'll get back to that in a moment. Levi McIntyre and Benjamin Miles got together off of 4. 12 almost got hooked by the 4 car, but they all keep it going. And now Carson's about to drop out of the top 3. DILLON Young gets around him. Michael Norman's going to pass him for 4th. So yeah, KARSON Gum having 22 points over Michael Norman, if he were to finish 1st or 2nd in the stage and Michael Norman didn't get any stage points, that would ice the championship right then and there, regardless of what happened in stage 2. If KARSON finished in 3rd and Michael got no stage points, then Michael would still have a shot, but man, it would be slim. Look at this battle for the race lead closing up. LaPlante leading the first 5 laps. Looks like he may lead lap 6, but Jesse Turner putting the pressure on him for the race lead. DILLON Young right there as well. And Turner was the only driver this season with multiple wins. Trying to see if he can get win number 3 on the season as the 2 green machines, the regular green Austin LaPlante, the neon green DILLON Young, they will exchange 2nd place. Young up to the runner-up position. Michael Norman now trying to get to the inside of Austin LaPlante. That would put him up into a position to get stage points. KARSON Gum has fallen back, looks like, to the 6th position as things run right now, and he might lose more. Benjamin Miles going to go around him for that spot, and Levi McIntyre right there also. So KARSON back to 7th. Jesse Turner, after getting the race lead, is opened up almost a 6.5 tenths of a second gap back to DILLON Young. Same distance from Young back to Norman. And then about the same equal distance from Norman back to LaPlante. Tonight's race is going to be all about tire conservation. Having a car that's good for the long run. For Jesse Turner, an opportunity to finish out the season 3rd in points. Dillon Young right there behind him, trying to do the same. Came into tonight's finale, third in the standings. This is a driver who, for the first 3 or 4 races on the year, was dead last in points. But after he got the stage points and the victory back at Eldora, he jumped up in the standings. He was strong at South Boston. He was strong last week at Slinger. So it's been a very good second half of the schedule for Dillon Young. 4th place battle might be going on soon. Seth Cole reeling in Austin LaPlante. Benjamin Miles, who we saw fall back after starting on the outside of the front row, he's now working his way back up towards the front. So this is 4th, 5th, and 6th that we are looking at right now. LaPlante, a former winner at Knoxville. Seth Cole, a former winner at South Boston. Benjamin Miles still looking for his first win on the season. This is the battle for the first spot outside of positioning to get stage points. And Michael Norman right now, if we calculate the distance of points between him and Karson Gum with where they're currently positioned, Michael Norman would be in line for 10 stage points, which means that he would cut it down to 12 points difference between him and Karson Gum heading into the second half of this race, the final 40 laps. Seth Cole completes the pass around Austin LaPlante, so move him up to 4th. Benjamin Miles wants the 5th position, and he will make room to the bottom and take the position. After Turner got the race lead, he has slowly been growing the gap between him and Dillon Young. Now Turner would gain 5 points on Dillon Young right now. He was 15 points back for 3rd in the standings coming into this race, talking about Turner. So he would then be, 10 points back of Dillon Young for 3rd in the standings to close out the year. Obviously disappointing for drivers like Dillon Young, Keith Batson, Austin LaPlante. We were kind of looking at them as ones that had a shot of being in the championship picture here tonight, based on where they positioned in points last week, but with Karson Gum getting that victory, it locked them out. And so now they're just looking to finish out the year with a checkered flag, or at least the best finish possible, finish as high in the point standings as they possibly can, and try and carry that momentum into the confirmed second season. This battle for 4th will not go away. Seth Cole, Benjamin Miles, Austin LaPlante, all still nose to tail, about a car length separation from one to the other And if these guys start getting racy again, Levi McIntyre got around Karson Gum a couple of laps ago. He might get up here, make it a 4-man fight. Matter of fact, he might bring Karson Gum and Keith Batson along with him. So we may have a 6-car battle for the 4th position here in just a few moments. Almost a quarter away through this race. We've done this all season long. Let's go on board with our race leader, Jesse Turner, and listen to what it's like to pilot one of these SRX cars around Nashville. Very interesting. Running almost primarily in 3rd gear. As 2nd place just got exchanged when we were on board with Turner. Michael Norman getting around Dillon Young. And that would cut the points gap between himself and Karson Gum down to 7 points. Now let's also remember here, though, that Karson Gum, while he's running back in the 8th position, we have to stress the fact that the field gets inverted at the end of stage 1 leading into stage 2. So as things are at this moment, Michael Norman would start stage 2 back in 8th position, and Carson Gum would start in 2nd. So Carson Gum right now appears to be giving up the stage points for good starting track position later on this evening. Look at them stacked up here. Seth Cole, Benjamin Miles, Austin LaPlante, and Levi McIntyre. Nobody seems willing to make a move right now. They're crawling through the corners here. When we were on board with Jesse Turner, you could hear very little on the throttle time for these guys. Nighttime conditions, so you wouldn't expect it to be all that slick, but these guys are almost literally crawling right now as Levi McIntyre will get to the inside of Austin LaPlante, so that'll be a battle for 6th. He'll complete that pass. It seems like these guys are literally crawling through the corners, but could be the case of trying to preserve those tires. Yeah, Dylan Young may have used up his stuff there, as soon as Michael Norman got around him, he has pulled away. So right now, Michael Norman in line for 15 stage points. Came in 22 points behind Carson Gum into tonight's finale. Michael Norman started out the season like a house on fire. Had 2 stage victories in the first 4 races. That's how he was able to get and keep the points lead. He's still looking for his first victory on the season, but it has been his performance in the stages, getting those stage points, that have really helped him out. Then Carson Gum started getting those stage points, capped it off with a victory last week. Has taken the points lead from Michael Norman, so Michael Norman, who had a pretty good view at the top of the point standings for a majority of the season, now finds himself as the hunter, trying to scratch and claw for every point possible. Right now, at least, he's doing a good job of doing exactly what he needs to do to get himself in the vicinity of Carson Gum. And of course, as well, we'll be keeping you guys updated as far as how many points you can get in the second half for the race finishing results. So that's going to be very important. I believe the tire wear is really coming into play here. Levi McIntyre has worked his way all the way up now to the 4th position. Seth Cole dropped from the lead of this pack all the way back to the tail end of it from 4th to 7th. McIntyre now up in that 4th spot. But I'm looking at the lap times. When they started out this race, they were running in the mid to high 20s. That last time by, Levi McIntyre ran a mid 27. So obviously, this track is being very abrasive on the tires, the tire wear kicking in. These drivers' pace has slowed a ton, which means that it really is going to come down to tire conservation and who preserved their stuff the best. I'm wondering if Michael Norman might be closing up on Jesse Turner. I think he is. That last time by, he was a 10th quicker. So did Turner use up his stuff? Guys are literally creeping through the corners. Let's take a look at the lap times this time around between Turner and Norman. 29.1 and a 28.8. And you can see about 3/10 closed up right there from Turner back to Norman. Norman's going to have about, 8.5 laps left here. Does he have enough time to get up here to Jesse Turner, bypass him, and pick up another 5 points? If he picks up another 5 points and win this stage, it's going to be 2 point separation between him and Carson Gum for the championship. Carson Gum, by the way, he actually lost another spot to Keith Batson. So right now, your points leader would be finishing last in stage 1, but be your pole sitter for the upcoming second stage. So I think this is all strategy on the part of Carson Gum. Get the track position for stage 2. Figure out what the points gap's going to be between you and Norman heading into that second stage. But get the track position. Oh boy, gonna be a thriller here tonight at Nashville, and maybe a thriller here before we even get to the second half of the race. This time by 7 laps to go. Jesse Turner another 2/10 slower than Michael Norman, and Michael can see the orange machine. This would be stage win number 3 for Michael Norman if he's able to close the deal. and be 20 of the 22 points he was lacking to Karson Gum made up before we even get to the final 40 laps of this race. Oh, now they're really crawling. They were carrying about 80, 90 miles an hour through the corners in the early stages. That time, Jesse Turner was down to about 58 miles per hour through the center of 3 and 4. Again, around 58 miles per hour. This is a weird race. It's interesting, though. It might give us a thrilling finish here in the first stage. Michael Norman can see that one car. He's about 2.5 car lengths off of him, and he's still going to have 5 laps to go this time by. Plenty of time to work with, but does he have enough cars? Does he have enough tires to make the move? The difference from first to second is 5 points here in the first stage. Dylan Young right now in line for third. Levi McIntyre trying to close up the gap. 1.8 seconds between those two for the final stage points of the season. LaPlante right now in 5th. Keith Batson is 6th. Benjamin Miles 7th. Seth Cole in 8th. And right now Karson Gum in that 9th position. Hopefully, maybe some changes can be made to the cars or the setup or the tires or something here for the second race so we don't end up having this crawl fest in the closing stages, but it certainly made it entertaining. And let's remember, too, if Jesse Turner does win this stage, how he ended up doing it. Michael Norman's going to start pretty deep in the field for the upcoming second stage, but Jesse Turner started 9th. He started dead last. Worked his way all the way up to the race lead and might be getting the stage win as a result. So, while Karson Gum will have the advantage as far as track position in the upcoming second half of the race, that doesn't necessarily mean that Michael Norman is going to be out of it. And he is almost to the back bumper of Jesse Turner as they continue to creep around this racetrack. Obviously, a little bit of something going to have to be looked into for the second half of this race by race officials, why these cars are literally creeping around here, these final 10 laps or so. But this time by, 2 laps to go. Michael Norman. Can he make the move? Where does he make the move? He's looking. Turner almost looked like he was going to go down in black, but not going to be able to. Michael Norman, can he get back to the throttle here? It's literally a crawl fest out of turn 2 at 55 miles per hour. These guys might as well be going down pit road at Daytona or Talladega, the speed they're going right now. But Norman is going to clear for the spot coming around the white flag of stage 1. Michael Norman, 22 points back of Karson Gum coming into tonight. Our final 40 laps here this evening, folks, is going to be 2 points difference between Norman and Gum. Unless Turner's got something here for Michael Norman on this final lap, he's still right there. Can he make a move through 3 and 4 and take those 5 points back from the blue machine? Doesn't look like he's got enough car to be able to do it. 50 miles per hour through 3 and 4. This makes me chuckle. But boy, an interesting finish there. Maybe one of the slowest passes for a stage win I've ever seen in my life. But Michael Norman gets it done. 3rd stage victory on the season. And that may very well be his road to championship glory by the end of the night. We'll see. Karson Gum did make a pass there in the final 5 laps of this race. 2 passes, as a matter of fact. He got by Seth Cole, and he got by, I believe that was Benjamin Miles. So he actually finishes 7th for this stage, which means he will roll off on the inside of row 2 in the 3rd position for the upcoming final 40 laps. Final stage points of the season go to Michael Norman, 20 for him, 15 for Jesse Turner, and Levi McIntyre got the 3rd spot from Dylan Young. He will get 10 stage points. 4th was Young, 5th was Austin LaPlante, 6th Keith Batson, then Karson Gum, Benjamin Miles, and Seth Cole. So Cole will be the pole sitter for the upcoming second half of this race. Hopefully the pace will be a little bit better. Karson Gum will roll off 3rd. Michael Norman will start shotgun on the field for the upcoming second stage, which is moments away. Don't go anywhere. Getting ready to find out who's going to get that championship here tonight. 2 points. Gum over Norman with 40 laps still left to be run here this season. We step aside for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back for the second half of this race. We welcome you back here to Nashville Fairgrounds, the venue for the season finale of the inaugural season of the NCRA SRX Series. Getting ready for our final 40 laps of the night. Michael Norman with that stage win, now only 2 points short of Karson Gum for the championship. Karson's going to start third. Michael Norman will start shotgun in the field. With where they're positioned right now, Karson Gum would have 10 points over Michael Norman, so 12-point gap between those two to finish out this evening's festivities. Seth Cole gets the pole position over Benjamin Miles for the final 40 laps on the year. Green flag in the air. And Karson Gum ready to go. He's going to get by Benjamin Miles for second. He looks for the race lead on Seth Cole off of turn number 2. Karson looking for back-to-back victories following his first win on the season last week at Slinger, and he is now out in clean air. LaPlante will move into second. Cole now under fire from Keith Batson for third. Michael Norman, though, making up spots. He's already gotten around 3 cars. Dylan Young, Jesse Turner, and Benjamin Miles now looking to go to work on Seth Cole. Would move from 9th to 5th already in the first 3 laps of this race, and he has done so. He's got to finish ahead of Karson Gum. That is the goal right now. If he finishes 1 position ahead of Karson Gum here this evening, the two of them would be tied, provided that they both finish in the 2nd to 7th positions. From 7th on down to 9th, it is a 1-point difference. From 2nd down to 7th, it is a 2-point difference. And if Michael Norman wins and Karson Gum finishes 2nd, then Michael Norman wins the championship because it's a 3 points difference there. And Michael's already up to 3rd. Just got around Austin LaPlante for that spot. So 2 cars to beat. Batson and race leader Karson Gum. Now there are no bonus points for leading the lap or leading the most laps. It's just down to finishing position as Seth Cole trying to get around Austin LaPlante. Also bears mentioning as well that Dylan Young did not get any stage points, finishing 4th back in that first segment. Keith Batson, Austin LaPlante, Seth Cole, none of them got stage points. Levi McIntyre, though, did get 10 stage points. So right now he'd be 4 points behind Dylan Young for 3rd in the final finishing results of the standings this year. It would move him past Austin LaPlante and Seth Cole, moving him up into the top 5 right now, unofficially 5th in the overall point standings. Can Michael Norman get up there to Karson Gum? Right now in 3rd. That'd be 5 points difference in their running spots between Gum and Norman, which means 7 points between those two. Advantage to Karson Gum right now for the championship. Jesse Turner, who started back in the 8th spot, has worked his way up to 6th. Now trying to take 5th from Austin LaPlante. Benjamin Miles is starting the outside of the front row. He's back to last. right now in 9th place, and Dillon Young, 3rd in points, is back in 8th, so he's in trouble. He's trying to keep Levi McIntyre and Keith Batson within close proximity. Batson right now in 2nd. He was 1 point behind Dillon Young coming into this race, so right now Batson would be in position to finish out the year 3rd. Seth Cole got really tight off of turn 4. He was on the back bumper of Michael Norman in what was a brewing battle for 3rd, but that has dissipated. Keith Batson trying to reel in Carson Gum. He's been about a half a tenth a second slower each lap. Michael Norman's been the fastest car on the racetrack last couple of laps. That time by Batson was quicker by about 2/10. Michael Norman about a 10th quicker than Carson Gum, but a 10th slower than Batson. And look at this, Batson now closing up the gap between himself and Carson Gum. Keith Batson wants to finish out the year with 2 victories, try and have a bookend season. He won the season opener at 5 Flags. He'd love to win the finale here tonight at Nashville, finish out the season 3rd in the point standings. He knows he's not in the hunt for the championship. He's got the 2 championship drivers in front and behind him, but I don't think he really cares. He wants the checkered flag. Everybody wants the checkered flag to end out the year. Seth Cole now all over the back bumper of Michael Norman for 3rd place. Here comes Jesse Turner closing in. Turner missing out on winning that stage. Finished 2nd, so he's trying to get his 3rd victory on the season to close out what's been a good year for him. And again, we're going to see all these drivers take part in the confirmed 2nd season of the NCRA SRX Series. And if you want to be a part of it, head on over to the link in the description. Donate what you can. Any donation amount locks you into the upcoming 2nd season of the SRX Series. We'll be coming back to a number of the venues we've been to here this season. A couple new tracks will be popping up on the schedule as well. And also some new liveries for these SRX cars. The liveries were revealed, or the design at least was revealed about a week and a half ago. Look pretty sleek. Pace starting to slow a little bit here. I've been noticing last couple of laps we're already about a second slower than we were in the early going, and we saw back in the first half of this race how the pace slowed down into the 50s through the corners. Batson pushing up a little bit there on corner entry, trying to get around Carson Gum. Michael Norman has his hands full with both Seth Cole and Jesse Turner in a 3-way battle for 3rd. And the pace has already slowed down. So it's going to come down possibly here in this championship to who preserves the tires the best. Almost 3/4 of the way through tonight's race here at Nashville Speedway. Keith Batson, he's there. He's on the bumper, almost into the quarter panel of Carson Gum. He wants by, but Carson Gum realizes that one position back is Michael Norman. He does not want to give Michael an opportunity to get to him and make a pass for potentially the championship here this season. Michael Norman and company, they're running faster than the top 2, so Carson might be holding Keith Batson up just a bit. Batson, at least for the moment, not putting the bumper to Carson Gum, but he's definitely been there a couple of times. Carson Gum not giving him enough space to maneuver around, and this is a short track, so do not be surprised if Keith Batson may give him a little bit of assistance up out of the groove. Gonna throw a blanket over 5 cars here in a moment. Gum, Batson, Norman, Cole, and Turner. 4 of those 5 drivers have gone to victory lane this season. The only one that hasn't, Michael Norman. Carson winning at Slinger, Batson winning at 5 Flags, Cole winning at South Boston, and Turner winning twice this year at Stafford and Lucas Oil. So Michael Norman, the odd man out. I think that Michael Norman would forego winning a race this season if he can win the championship. Why win the little race when you can win the big one? Win the big championship trophy. But 20 laps to go, 19 this time by Carson Gum right now still 5 points over Michael Norman in this race, so 7 points total for the championship, the difference between him and Michael. Jesse Turner making the move on Seth Cole, so put him up to 4th place. Dropping Cole back to 5th. How long is Keith Batson going to be willing to wait? And these drivers, the pace is already backing down. It's about 70 miles per hour there through the corner, so we might see very similar to what we saw in the first half of this race. Drivers really having to back their pace down here to preserve those tires. That'll obviously be something that officials will look into next season, as the racing's been good here. There's been a lot of passing for position, but not certain what's going on with the tire compound here tonight that's causing these drivers to lose so much speed the longer the run goes on. I mean, we're already now 3 seconds slower lap times than we were in the first couple laps of this race. 24.6 that last time by for Karson Gum, and his fastest lap was a 21.2. Look at Norman. Norman says, all right, Keith, you're not going to get around him. I'll get around you. Move Michael Norman up to the 2nd spot. Now 5 points difference between him and Karson Gum for the championship. If he passes Karson for the lead, then Norman would have the points lead by 1 point over Karson Gum. But if the two of them battle for 2nd, battle for 3rd, it would be a tie. And we'd have to wait and hear from officials if it would be a tiebreaker between Norman and Gum, which the advantage would probably go to Karson, or if we would end up having co-champions, which I think that might be the case. So right now, it kind of all lands on Jesse Turner, the 3rd place car. If he can get around Michael Norman and Karson Gum, get to the race lead. Boy, Michael Norman sees 3 points up ahead. The gap right now, 5 points difference between him and Karson Gum, but with one pass, he can shift it from -5 to +1 in his favor as far as the point standings go. And remember, we saw Michael Norman was able to get around Jesse Turner in the closing stages of Stage 1 to pick up that stage victory, but this time, the roles will be reversed. Turner's going to get to the inside of Michael Norman, and he will move to 2nd. Michael's going to drop back quite a ton here. Seth Cole's now to his inside. Batson will look to do the same. That is something that Karson Gum wanted to see, but he has to now make sure he doesn't get freight trained the same way. Batson almost pushed up into Michael Norman off of turn 4. Jesse Turner, I bet he's not going to play around. If he's got an opportunity to get around Karson Gum, he's going to take it. And if Karson Gum gets kicked up to that high line, how far back would he fall? Michael's now back to 5th. So Karson Gum has an 11-point gap from him back to Norman now as things stand. But Turner is there. Turner is looking. Not able to get there this time. Next time by, 10 laps to go here in our season finale. It has been a strange one here tonight at Nashville, filled with tire conservation. The tire wear has been crazy tonight, backing our pace down a ton. But it has made for some very interesting scenarios with the championship hanging in the balance. Keith Batson making the move on Seth Cole. That's for 3rd. Michael Norman's got to get up there. He's got to take advantage and get around Seth Cole as well to move up to 4th place. He's not going to be able to do it. He wasn't close enough. So watch for Batson with that pass. Maybe he's saved his tires enough. Maybe he can get up there past Turner and Gum. Turner looking low here into turn 1, showing the nose. Karson Gum says not so fast. Closes the door on him. We pushed up a little bit there, though. Half a groove opening. Turner wants it. Does he have enough momentum down this front straightaway to make the move? Nope, not yet. Batson right on his back bumper. Oh, Turner wants by. He pushed him. He bumped him. Jesse Turner into the left rear of Karson Gum. Forces him up the track. He leads that lap, and he'll have the lead going into turn 1. Now we watch the purple car. How far does he fall back? Can he get between Keith Batson and Seth Cole and slot into 3rd place? for the moment he might be clear. Seth Cole, does he force the issue? He does. Seth Cole was there. And now Michael Norman might get past Carson Gum. Oh, he pushed up just a little bit. Now he's going to get to the inside. This could be for the championship, a battle for 4th place. Now Carson Gum has to hope that if Michael does make the pass, he can slide in behind Austin LaPlante. He can't afford to lose that spot to the green car. This is the slowest championship battle I've ever seen in my life. Carson gonna try and tuck down in front of LaPlante. I think he's got him cleared. Oh, LaPlante's gonna show the nose though. Does Carson block him? He's got to. He can't let LaPlante by. Oh, he left the door open. LaPlante's gonna get around him. That's gonna give Michael Norman the advantage here. Coming around to 5 to go. So now Carson's going to tuck in behind LaPlante. He needs LaPlante to get up there and bypass Michael Norman, open up the door for maybe Carson to get around Michael. Battle for the race lead here, coming to 5 to go. Batson gets to the inside of Jesse Turner. Seth Cole right there as well in the yellow machine. Started on pole here for the second half of the race. And might be able to go coast to coast here in stage 2. Michael Norman now just trying to preserve the gap between himself and Carson Gum. The gap between those two right now, with Michael running 4th and Carson running 6th, would be 2 points in favor of Michael Norman. That's it. If Carson can get by LaPlante, or if LaPlante can get by Norman, then that puts the two of them tied again for the points lead, and LaPlante is putting the pressure on Norman. That's for 4th. Carson Gum doesn't necessarily have to get up there and pass Michael Norman unless he wants to take the championship entirely for himself. He and Norman would be co-champions if they end up finishing out the season tied. LaPlante is there. He's to the inside of Michael Norman. 3 to go that time. Batson showing the way. Seth Cole moved to 2nd. Turner fell back to 3rd. Now can LaPlante clear Norman before Carson Gum gets up there? If I'm Michael, I'm letting the 4 car on by, letting that green machine on by. And LaPlante will clear. Drop Norman back to 5th. Carson Gum, what does he do? Can he get up there to Michael? If Carson passes Michael, Carson is the champion. If they stay the way they are right now, they'd be co-champions in the inaugural season of the NNSCRA SRX Series. Who would have thought that 8 races, it would come down to this? This time by, white flag will be displayed. Keith Batson trying to hold off Seth Cole to get his 2nd win on the season. Seth Cole also looking for win number 2. Shows the nose here down to turn 1, but he's not to the left rear quarter panel. Down to 60 miles per hour, about 62 miles per hour. Through 1 and 2. One last shot for Seth Cole. Keith Batson going to make that bumper as wide as he possibly can through 3 and 4. Keith Batson started out the year with a checkered flag at 5 Flag Speedway. He'll have a bookend year and get the final checkered flag of the season. Keith Batson wins at Nashville. Norman finishes 5th. Gum finishes 6th. They are co-champions in Season 1 of the NNSCRA SRX Series. How about that? What a crazy finale. But man, that was fun. It was slow, but it was fun. Keith Batson, with that victory, he is going to be 3rd in this season's final point standings. He was 1 point behind Dillon Young. Neither got stage points, and Batson finishing with the win. Dillon Young finishing back in 8th. Will handily be finishing in the podium of the overall point standings here in Season 1. Well, it was 2 points separation, with Michael Norman getting the stage victory and Carson Gum getting no stage points. Norman finished in 5th. He gets 16 points for the race. Carson Gum finished 6th. He gets 14 points. That's the 2 points difference that Michael Norman made up right there. So the two of them are going to be tied with, I believe it will be 214 points total and they will be co-champions here in the first season of the SRX series under the NSCRA banner. That is incredible. What a storyline to carry into next year. Seth Cole will finish out the year second in the finishing results. Not sure where this positions him. Possibly might position him fourth in the overall points. He and LaPlante were tied, and LaPlante's going to finish in fourth, so I think potentially KARSON Gum, Michael Norman, they would be tied for the championship. Keith Batson would be third in points, Seth Cole fourth, Austin LaPlante fifth, and Dylan Young might drop all the way down to the fifth position, or sixth position, I should say, in the overall point standings. LaPlante going to be finishing behind Jesse Turner, who brings home third place. Not sure where Turner's going to be in after all this as well. He may be up inside of the top six, but we'll have to see. Levi McIntyre going to finish in seventh, Dylan Young eighth, and Benjamin Miles did not have a good night tonight. Had good starting track position in both the stages here this evening, and he finished, I believe it was 8th in stage 1 and 9th here in stage 2. So that team struggled in the second half of this season. He will more than likely finish 9th of the 9 drivers here in Season 1. He will look to do a lot better next year in Season 2 of the NSCRA SRX Series. The point standings are in. It is official. And here you see it. Co-champions KARSON Gum and Michael Norman here in Season 1. Unbelievable job by those guys. And who would have thought it would come down to a tie after 8 incredible races here. This is the point standings officially here in Season 1. And this is where drivers will try and build off of for next year, the confirmed second season of the NSCRA SRX Series. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here this season. We hope you guys enjoyed this series. And if you want to be a part of the second season of the NSCRA SRX Series, you can head on over to the link in the description, the Back to Bristol 2022 GoFundMe, and donate any amount that will automatically lock you into the field for next year, where you will join these 9 drivers. An unbelievable debut season. Cannot wait for what Season 2 has in store. If you guys enjoyed this race, if you guys enjoyed this season, be sure to give this video a like. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. And we will see you guys in a few weeks when Season 2 kicks off for the NNSCRA SRX Series. Until then, I've been Seth Cole. Congratulations to KARSON Gum and Michael Norman, your inaugural co-champions in the NSCRA SRX Series. You've been watching another broadcast courtesy of the NSCRA Offline Racing at its best.